Time now is 5:06 p.m. Welcome to the June 10th meeting of the Taxation Aid Committee. In keeping with the ongoing emergency order from Governor Charlie Baker to limit gatherings and maximize social distancing, and under legislation passed to address remote board meetings during the emergency declaration, this meeting will be conducted remotely over Zoom. Attendance by board or commission members will be remote, and remote attendance shall count toward quorum. The meeting will be broadcast live and recorded on ECAP. To use Zoom on a computer or mobile device, you'll need to download Zoom. You can also join by telephone. You can use the meeting ID in that case. While conducting meetings remotely, we will endeavor to keep meeting operations as close to our standing procedures as possible. And however, the use of this platform will necessitate some additional meeting protocols. While the board members, town staff participants, and other applicants will be on video and audio, public participants will join the meeting muted with no video feed from them. Public lines will be muted throughout the meeting to allow the board to conduct business and to eliminate background noise. For general meetings, and only for items under which the chair solicits public comment, members of the public participating in the Zoom meeting may submit a written question via text chat, provided they include their full name and address for the public record. The chair reserves the right to discard comments submitted that are off topic or do not include the name and address. Members of the public viewing the meeting on ECAT may submit questions in writing via email to myself at cahonen@easton.ma.us. The chair reserves the right to respond to questions during the live meeting, but may limit time for such activities. Any questions not addressed in the meeting may be answered afterwards via email and will be incorporated in the minutes of the meeting for public record. All votes will be by roll call. When all business indicated on the agenda has been completed, the members will vote to adjourn the meeting, signaling the end of the meeting and termination of the ECAT recording. All participants will be disconnected from the meeting at that time. So we have a new member with us tonight. Mike, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, would you mind just quickly introduce yourself to the board as the new member?
Absolutely. I'm Mike McKenna. I've been a town resident since 1966. I've been on the Board of Assessors for 9 years now. I graduated OA, so I worked for the town for a number of years also. So now I'm retired now, and that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. And I understand, you were newly admitted to this committee based on your recent appointment to lead the Board of Assessors, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So welcome aboard. We're glad to have you. We did a lot of work with Scott Timilty before, and we hope to continue that with you. And moving forward, we all kind of work together on this committee, and we are getting ready to go live next month with July tax bills going out. So we can kind of connect offline. Mike, you can connect with any number of us, and I'll loop you in on the emails, and we can catch you up to speed.
Absolutely. I know there's going to be a vote tonight on whether you're going to do a 1099 on.
Yeah, we have some discussion on that.
Okay.
So we'll hope for you to chime in there if you have anything to add.
The only question I had is, what does Wendy say about with regards to the 1099? Is there any kind of legal ramifications or taxation problems that would incur?
Okay. Yeah. So, do you mind if we just go through the agenda?
No, go right ahead.
And then we'll get right to number 2, which is the 1099, if that's okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. So quickly, agenda item 1: approve the minutes from May 13th.
Would move that we table this until the next meeting when we have a majority of members who actually can vote.
Okay.
Out loud. If it's by roll call vote,
True.
I don't think there's any harm in tabling this till next week. Next time.
Are you suggesting, basically just table the meeting?
No, table that at motion. Table that particular
Minute?
vote. I think it's the only thing that we're actually going to take a vote on.
The minutes.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. We'll table the approval of the minutes, and actually, Kelly, who takes our minutes, she's out. She had an injury to her typing hand, so
Yeah. Wow.
we're skeleton crew today.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so I'll prepare those minutes and we'll move forward. And next week we'll have May 13th and June 10th minutes to approve for our next meeting, which we may not be able to set that tonight either, but we'll see. So item 2 is a discussion on the 1099 for distributions over 600. Do you want to catch us up, Linda, on where we left off? What's new?
Yep. So I had concerns about this because I was afraid that any cash distribution over the amount over $600 would become taxable. I've continued to poke into things, you just Google search things, and I, along with speaking to other treasurers and how they handle it, most treasurers do make a direct cash payment against the taxes. But the feeling amongst a couple of the treasurers were that if an exemption, which is a reduction in taxes, is not taxable, then why would anything else over the amount of $600? Additionally, I was able to find a couple of, you Google things and you come up with people's opinions. So it's not official. I haven't been able to find it in the IRS. And from what I can tell, it's still a fairly gray area. But generally speaking, if you make a one-time gift to somebody, even if it's more than $600, as long as it's less than $15,000, you don't have to issue a 1099. So I am fairly confident at this stage that we do not have to issue 1099s if we go over $600.
What would the maximum amount be that we could use, that we could help people with? Is there a limit on how much?
There is no limit, but it does depend upon how much money we have in the donation account. How how big that account grows.
Okay.
And how many applications we receive.
And how many applications. And, you do have to consider, you don't want to give it all away. Perhaps you don't want to give it all away in 1 year. You might want to just create sort of like a little seed money type thing. And
is it going to be in an interest-bearing account?
Yes.
So would the town be paying on that interest, or how would that work?
You mean paying tax on that?
Right.
On that interest?
Right.
No, we are tax exempt.
Okay.
Okay. So that's good news to find out that we're not going to have to involve that extra step for.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident about that. I would be willing to, unfortunately, if the IRS were to come around and audit us, what's the chance anyways? But I would have to address that. And I am confident that I would be able to look at any IRS agent and say, this is not taxable income.
Sure. Right. Just the nature of the purpose of what we're trying to do is, I think it.
Right. And it falls in line with other types of reductions to taxes.
Okay.
Now, if I find anything else out, I certainly will share that with everybody. But I at least am confident right now that is not. We can write a check out. And basically what happens is that we determine how much each person is going to get, and then we submit a check request. It's a physical check that's made payable to the town of Easton, and I, as tax collector, apply it to each person's account, as if somebody had given me a check for $10,000 and I took $1,000 off 10 people's account. So it shouldn't be that hard. It'll be, it should be pretty straightforward.
To the recipient, it should be just the
recipient.
It's a behind the scenes.
Correct.
Transaction.
Correct. They'll never really see it except for, because unlike exemptions, it will not show up on their tax bill. It'll show up on their tax bill as a payment. Good. It will be an actual cash payment. on their account.
So, all right. Any other discussion on the 1099 usage in this with this fund?
No, not for mine.
Okay, hearing none.
Questions.
All right. So, agenda item number 3 is an update on basically. I wanted to leave this as open ended as possible. We didn't have much time to develop the agenda, and due to kind of just the recent developments, right? So, I guess I'll just start off quickly by just scanning over the select board meeting this past Monday evening. I think went really well. I think Andrew was able to explain what we're doing as a committee and explain what we have planned going forward. We took some suggestions, some minor edits to the application, as well as one minor edit to the flyer, which we put into effect. I updated the application and updated it on our webpage. So I actually have to update your name, Mike, on the webpage. Do you prefer Michael or Mike?
Mike is fine.
Okay. So I'll update your name shortly. And you'll see on that webpage, if you go under boards and committees, Taxation Aid Committee, there's a link to our application and directive. So from that meeting, I think, we got the thumbs up and the go ahead to go forward. And prior to that meeting, like, for your knowledge, we spoke to town council and got the go ahead on some of the language we're using in the application and the regulations. So we are ready to go live, and I'll turn it over to you, Linda, to kind of talk about what that would look like, if that's okay.
Yep, sure. That so the flyer will be ready to go out with the real estate tax bills that are going out on July 1. And it will be a 1/3 cut page on colored paper, so that it catches people's eyes. We have emphasized the fact that the checks have to be separate from your real estate tax payment. And we're just going to have to see how that plays out. We're ready to work. We're ready to work with it. Now, as far as the online payment capability, I have to apologize again. I followed back up with City Hall Systems, and for some reason, they still are bogged down. They say that it's still with the IT division. This was a couple days ago that I asked about that. I think I asked on Monday. Still with IT, and so I can only say that that's not quite going to happen yet.
Okay.
I really hope that it will, because it looks like it's so easy. Newton does it, and it looks like it's so easy. I understand what the IT people are trying to tell me about how it needs to be in a file and blah, 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 but there's got to be a way. Newton does it.
Yeah.
Now, Newton probably has different software than we do, but nevertheless, there's got to be a way. But first, we have to get it out of the payment processors IT division, and then I have to give it to our software company to say, can you accommodate this in our online payment system? And that will be another question. So I'm sorry it's taken so long. They are really dragging their heels.
Happens.
So,
It's going to be a great tool for outreach. Even just here's the link.
Yeah.
And it'll spread like wildfire. We hope at that point.
Yeah.
Who will physically be printing and inserting the inserts?
Those will be done by the printer. All of our bills are printed and sent out by. Actually, the Boston Globe has a printing division.
Oh wow!
And we use them.
That's great. So is it you that will say, "Here's the insert we want to put"?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I provide the insert to them. They send it back to me, make sure it's all looks good, and then as I'm doing the bills, I just tell them to send it along with the bills.
Okay. So, we can kind of think of this as when we first started this committee, Mike, to fill you in, we were wondering, is it best to wait and see where we get by this time? Because this is correct me if I'm wrong, Linda, the largest billing cycle coming up now, or is that not true?
It's one of the, yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
we kind of rushed to get things ready, and not rushed, but we stayed diligent to get things ready, and here we are. And I think this will be a good trial run. So we got to start somewhere. So
exactly.
I think
You got to start. You got to get your feet in the water.
right. So and the fund it's starting off with a little bit of funding to begin with. So we have that to jump off of, and I think we're ready to start receiving donations into the fund. So hopefully that happens. Does anybody else have any general?
Oh, excuse me, 1 second. So if I look online, I can get what the stipulations are and how everybody who qualifies for it.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
It's all on there, and like I said, we can talk offline. I don't know if Scott gave you my cell number.
No, he didn't.
Okay. What's your email address, if you don't mind saying on this meeting, or you can?
Oh, not a problem. It's MAC.
Yep.
Dot MCKENNA 66@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll send you an email, and we can connect that way.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any general conversation or updates regarding our next moves or where we're at? Okay. Well, this is a pretty quick one here. I think we also, unfortunately, I think we need to table the meeting, setting the meeting. We could do that by email if that's okay with everyone.
Sure.
you want to set a tentative one?
Sure. You want to just go? Let's see. Well, I'll tell you guys. I have my son is going to be born the first week of July, so he's due July 5th. So
You're out.
I may be out. But with that said, I'll let you set the date, Linda, and I'll put it on my calendar. But no, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Why don't we just bump it up another to the either? Let me see. I don't know if it conflicts with other vacation plans or anything, but how about July? Well, really, why would we get together in July?
What'd you say?
Why would we get together in July?
I know. Yeah.
So really, because by then the stuff will be in the mail.
Yeah.
We might want to touch base late in August or early in September.
Okay.
When does the first billing come? When does it due? September 1st?
August 1st.
August 1st? Okay.
Yeah, maybe September 1st or thereafter we should meet to the Thursday after, so we could say, hey, what are we seeing after the returning?
Sure.
And that way we get ready because Mike and everyone, just a reminder, the applications are due October 29th, I believe we have. Yeah, October 29th, which is the last Friday in October. And then we have till December 31st to notify folks of who's getting what, essentially. So I think September would be a good time to start putting together what we've received. And then on that due date of October 29th, we'll start holding meetings to review the applications received. So September 2nd is a Thursday, or the 9th is the second Thursday.
Which is better? On which side of the holiday is better generally, before the holiday or after the holiday?
Yeah. Well, Veterans Day, I'll be doing.
That's not till.
I think after, maybe. Veterans Day is pretty. We got it down to a science by now.
After, okay.
After. So we'll say the 16th.
Yep, 16th or 9th. Yep.
16th. Oh, I thought you meant after. Oh, I'm sorry, September. I thought we were in November. My bad. What am I talking about? No, Veterans Day.
Yeah, I wondered that, but that's all right.
I'm new. I didn't want to say anything.
I moved Veterans Day. Yeah, no. Okay, after Labor Day, I got you.
Sure. How about September 16th?
Yep.
And if in the end of everything it 16th, after the 16th. Oh, after the 16th? No. The 16th. Yeah, okay, all right. And then if we don't really have anything to talk about, we can always reschedule. We can continue to do the Zooms if, to tell you the truth, the board discussed this the other night. Right now, we can still do Zoom. I don't know if that will change by September.
I hope
The
so.
public meetings, the whole Zoom thing was a special dispensation because of COVID. And,
Okay, well,
well,
I'm sure
let's just
we'll be in
schedule it. We
touch.
can always unschedule it.
Yep, and we can be in touch.
Yep.
We can email like we have been. I think we've been getting quite a bit done by email. And yeah, so we'll set that meeting for now and see where we get. Let's see. All right, well, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn if there's nothing else.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right. Sorry, Megan. I got Linda and Mike seconded. I saw you though. You count. All right. Well, everybody, been a good meeting, quick meeting, and
Yep.
fingers crossed for the fund to
Yeah.
do well here. So,
Yes. Yes.
all right. We'll be
Yep.
in touch.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody. Thank you,
Thank
Mike.
Good night.
You got it.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.